welcome to Malifaux's Most Wanted. We're here with our second video battle report, and we are doing Hoffman versus McMourning.
Yep.
So anyway, the scenario today is Headhunter, which is from the new Gaining Grounds packet, and basically how it is whenever you kill or sacrifice an enemy model, they drop a head, and if you pick up at least one head at every turn after the first, you score a point.
Yep, that'll work.
So, what do you have in your McMourning crew?
I took McMourning, obviously, and he's got the Moonlighting, Plastic Surgery, and Spare Parts Upgrade. And I have Sebastian with Those Are Not Ours and Transfusion Upgrades. 1 Nurse, 2 Guild Lawyers, 1 Guild Autopsy, Rafkin with the Unnerving Aura Upgrade, and 1 Rotten Bowel.
Alright, and so what's your thoughts going into the scenario with this particular crew?
Well, I'm hoping to maximize poison damage again with McMourning, Rafkin, Sebastian, and their combo, but not do too much so the poison kills them on the turn, at the end of turn upkeep step, because I don't drop a head. So I'm going to use the poison to knock off wounds, and then use my own model sort of plink off just 1 or 2 wounds at the end to drop a head and pick it up.
Alright, that sounds really good. And in my crew I took Hoffman with OSA, Field Mechanic, and Arcanist assets. In my crew I took Howard Langston, Watcher, Hunter, the Guardian, Ryle with pieces of myself, and the Mechanical Attendant. Basically I'm just looking to deal pretty heavy damage in melee, and so that I'm close enough to pick up the heads and have enough healing so that I can keep myself alive so I don't drop any heads. Basically the idea.
Sounds good.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and flip for deployment and get going. Alright, so here we are and we finished deployment. The terrain situation we kind of have going on here is we kind of have an NCZ set up here with so new construction zone for some of you who may be new to Malifaux. So kind of looks a little bit like a border town. And so anyway, Cheryl, what were you thinking of your deployment?
Well, I won the deployment flipped, and then I chose to have you go first. That way I could see where Kevin was going to deploy and sort of deploy my forces where I think it was going to be most advantageous to me. So after Kevin deployed way over there, I sort of put my poison-centered people all together in one spot, along with the bell, so I could lure things towards that. And then I put my guild hounds and my guild autopsy, who sort of provide the poison support, off the other side of this building over here. Just so I don't get everything clumped up in the middle, because the middle's got sort of one alleyway in it, and I want to avoid everything going through that middle and getting a big clusterfuck.
Yep. Basically with my deployment, Hoffman likes to be close to all of his constructs because his abilities to buff them are pretty short-ranged. So having be able to go first, well, not having the choice, I was forced to
go first.
Yeah, you made me go first. I deployed my force in kind of a big clump, kind of going to go forward as a big ball of metal death, hopefully, and collect some heads. So, yeah, I think that's about deployment.
Yeah.
Alright, well, here we are at the end of turn 1.
Yep.
So tell us what your plan was on turn 1.
My plan on turn 1 was to sort of start moving forward, spread out a little bit to avoid everything getting clumped up in the middle, and get things into position so I can start damaging him on turn 2. And I also placed down 2 ski markers.
Alright.
That's sort of my whole plan.
Okay. So my plan was I power looped in Langston, the Guardian, and Ryle, so they can share their stats, hoping that my choice not to put on upgrades instead onto them was not going to be to my detriment. Kind of wanted to feel out how the board was going to be, and before I start throwing out upgrades. That's pretty much it. Then I just moved up and get ready for turn 2. Get ready for his action.
Sounds good. We're both doing the same thing.
Yep. Alright, so this is the end of round 2, and there was some blood drawn this turn.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, so what happened during your turn?
My turn, I pushed forward, I dropped a couple more ski markers, and I started putting the hurt onto Kevin's crews. I put Fees onto his Hunter and Ryle, and I knocked Ryle down a couple wounds, and got, what was the other guy's name over there?
Howard Langston.
Howard Langston down about half his health also.
Yeah, and you have poison 4 on Ryle too, so that's going to be something to deal with.
It'll be an issue,
yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a big turn for me.
Yes, it was.
I did some trickery, and I put upgrade onto the Hunter, the program directive, which allowed him to take interact actions, 1 interact action to 0 actions, and also to ignore his insignificant.
Right.
So, but I guess he sacrifices himself at the end of that activation when he does that. So he moved up 12, placed a ski marker within 3 inches of the guild autopsy and the 2 lawyers, and scored me 3 points.
But you had to measure very carefully.
I did. I had to do a lot of pre-measuring to make sure that McMourning couldn't get in over there and remove that ski marker,
right,
which would have ruined the entire thing.
McMourning had a 15-inch fret range because he's had push from the skin graft upgrade. So you had to put him just 15 and a half or 16 inches away. Morning couldn't go pick it up.
Right. And well, but of course at that point you knew I had plant explosives.
Right, which is maybe because you had put 2 ski markers up by Howard Links in your Guardian.
Yep.
And I wasn't pushing that forward because I didn't want to do that. And
right.
now you put this, and as well as be 3 points there. It's like, okay, I can push forward through there now without risk of doing any more damage. It's already there for
right. So like half my flank is kind of in danger, and I'm pushing up the other flank. So we'll see how it turns out in turn 3.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Okay, so that's the end of turn 3.
Yep.
So what happened?
Well, you got the initiative, and you went first with Howard Linkstein, and you tried to kill McMourning right away, and you did not succeed, because I kept stoning and preventing away all the damage.
Yep.
So McMourning then retaliated and killed him with his first swing, causing 6 damage, and then I picked up his head and walked away with McMourning, just scored me a point there.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I caused some more hurt over on my left flank over here with Ryo. More damage on him. And then I also put a cursed object onto Guardian and scored a plane off of there, and also plant explosives this turn also.
Yep, so yeah, plant explosives for 2 points.
Yes.
And so yeah, my turn was just moving forward and trying to do my other scheme, which happened to also be cursed object.
Yeah, we were playing the exact same game this turn.
So yeah, so I threw a cursed object on with my Guardian, threw a cursed object onto Rafkin and Sebastian, and then Ryle moved up and tried to charge the lawyer and kill it, didn't succeed.
Nope.
But then a hunter shot into that engagement twice and killed the lawyer that had 1 wound left out of just pure chance.
Yep.
So, but anyway, that ended up dropping a head in a place that's favorable for me, so hopefully this turn I'll be able to pick it up.
We'll see.
Yep.
Maybe.
Alright, so that's the end of turn 4, which is a pretty exciting turn.
Yeah.
So, what happened?
Well, what was his name again? The guy in the middle, the Guardian.
Yeah.
We basically had kind of almost a pillow fight, not quite. I was hoping to kill him with Queen McMourning, Rafkin. They didn't do it. Had Charles Hoffman in there. They didn't do it. So he's still sitting there with 2 wounds left, and I got no heads this turn.
Defense 6 on that big guy really makes a big difference.
Yeah, we were flipping positive twists, and my hand wasn't very good. I think my highest card was a 9 in my hand, so it did not go very well. I tried really hard, it didn't work.
Yeah.
I did get a cursed object though.
Yep.
From the guild town that Sebastian sort of being sneaky around the corner.
Hunter.
Yeah. Sorry, the hunter.
And
what did you do?
Well, basically I had to squeak out a grab for the head over there with Hoffman. I had to magnetize him out and then take 1 of his available walk actions and then pick up the head, which I was just barely able to fit through that space.
Yep.
And yeah, that was pretty much it. I kept the Guardian safe over there with Protect, and he's probably going to go down this turn, but we'll see what happens.
Who knows? Anything could happen at this point.
Yep, so...
Yeah, right now you're up by 1 point.
Up by 1 point, yep.
So we'll see what happens.
We're in turn 5.
Yep.
Alright, so that's turn 5 and the end of the game.
Yep.
So, just to give you the results, it is ended up being 8 in favor of Hoffman and 7 for McMourning, so Hoffman pulls a day out.
He did.
So what happened?
Well, at the start of the turn, I was down by 1 point, and the Guardian over in this corner over here only had 2 wounds left.
Yep.
And so I was guaranteed to be able to get that head token. So I wasn't worried about over there. What I was worried about was Kevin getting a head from over with his Hoffman and not Guildhound, but
Hunter.
The Hunter that I keep miscalling the whole game long. The Hunter, from preventing them from getting a head from either my autopsy and my guild lawyer, which are over there in front of half of his crew. So my first thought was I just used my bell and lured away the guild lawyer and the nurse out of the way, so he had to at least move to get me, and well, he ended up pulling me back into it with his little harpoon gun thing.
Yeah, the Hunter managed to do a pretty tricky move and pounce on Hoffman's chest just so he could get the angle to get onto the guild autopsy, shoot it, and with the drag, bring it in, and so it was a pretty easy head for me to grab at that point.
Yep, yeah, and wow, just punched him in. That
Yeah,
was that.
well,
That was
Ryle's been on damage of 3, he had 2 hit points left, so that was all that was going to be with that. But yeah, overall, like, that was, there's nothing I could do about the Guardian. That thing was going to go down. It was surrounded by 3 models. There was no way it was going to survive with 1 hit point.
Right.
So I decided to pass out as many cursed objects as I could, and
before I killed you.
before he died, and but yeah, it ended up I won the game by 1, and it really was just the 1 point from plant explosives that did it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I misread it. I thought I could put down multiple scheme markers within 1 model and get 3 points, and I couldn't do that. I was able to get 2, so
Yeah.
that was the game right there.
That was the game. If you had held on to the scheme markers a little bit longer,
1 more turn longer, I think.
Because I had to move up to get at the heads, so that was it would at least tie the game up at that point. But yeah, so that was a game. So what were your thoughts about the game overall?
I think it was a really good game.
Yeah.
Not very much bloodshed, which is sort of unexpected with this particular mission.
Yeah,
we killed. Well, I think each of us did this bare minimum to get that head token.
Yeah,
each turn.
I killed. I think I just killed.
You killed
2 models.
Yeah, 2 models. Was it 3?
No, I think I only killed 2.
You got it on turn 1. Turn 2, you got the head. I thought. No, nobody got it. Turn 2.
Nobody got turn 2.
Yeah, so you only killed 2 models. I killed 3. No, I killed 2. You sacrificed 1.
Yep. So she only killed 2. So there was only 2 heads out there at any point in time. So yeah. So I mean,
it's very maneuvering and posturing with the. I think the plant explosives and the body count. It was the first 2 or 3 turns were just
setting up.
And sort of posturing, but putting on scheme markers.
Right.
And just threatening that, and we both ended up having it.
Yeah, and then we both had the exact same schemes, and I mean, going into this game I was pretty afraid because after seeing that McMourning was my matchup, that McMourning ignores armor, so I wanted to make sure to keep McMourning as far away from most of my stuff as I could because he ignores a lot of my defensive abilities. So I was just hoping to keep McMourning busy somewhere else, and then hopefully score points somewhere else, which worked this time.
That worked great, yeah. And I wasn't going to bring out flesh constructs unless I was absolutely sure it was going to be okay, because I didn't want Hoffman to take my own stuff and turn it against me. That would hurt pretty badly with the flesh construct.
It would have been really easy to go ahead and do OSA onto something else that, and with such a low willpower, I would have been able to maybe even pull off, the flesh construct's pretty decent damage on something with Hoffman.
Yeah, and that would not have been good.
But yeah, I think overall, like it was a really excellent game. I think it was 2 crews that were pretty well matched up. But yeah, so so thank you for watching, and please join us again.